It was the Kujata who greeted the travelers once more, and it was the admiral himself who flagged the ship. Kalla had no doubt the strike fighters, circling at a greater distance than usual, had warned the flagship of their approach. Who else might be traveling with Wyvern, after all?
This is Admiral Karl Grafson of the Imperial flagship Kujata. The borders to Argoth are currently closed. Please bring your ship into the Kujata.
Kalla shook her head with a feeling of déjà vu and wondered at the admiral's formality. Acknowledged, she responded, replacing the radio as Aislynn guided the ship into the same bay they had occupied before. He snugged it in place as the Wyvern landed, hanging back by the hangar doors. Kasai joined them. The hawk was tense and watchful, clearly considering this enemy territory, and Kalla couldn't say she blamed him. An aide scurried up. His worried gaze took in the extra people, focusing on Vander's robes. "Greetings, Lady Kyle Solador, Lord Kyle Solador," he said with a bow. He led them to the same great room that Vental had seen them in on their previous visit. Once more the admiral waited within, and as before, waited until the aide was gone before losing the formalities.
"You've changed," Vental said as he hugged her. "What's with the new look?"
Kalla laughed. "It's a long story, Vental. A very, very long story. But tell me, what is going on? What news of Argoth?" she asked. The admiral heaved a sigh.
"That, too, is a long story. Shall we trade, then?" he asked.
He eyed the rings she and Aislynn wore with a sly grin, as if he suspected what they were.
"And who are your companions?"
"Ah, yes, Admiral Karl Grafson. This is Vander Kyle Solador and Magister Inaba Kasai. Vander, meet the master of the Kujata, Admiral Vental Karl Grafson. Vental also happens to be an old friend."
"I am honored, Admiral,"
Vander said, inclining his head politely. Kasai echoed him, still tense and watchful.
"The pleasure is all mine," Vental said. "I welcome you both to my domain, such as it is."
The admiral invited them to sit at the great burnished oak table dominating the room, then called the aide back in and asked for refreshments to be brought. They passed the time until the aide returned in idle conversation. After he left, Kalla delved into her tale in earnest, telling Vental everything, beginning with her last trip to Argoth and ending with the group's stay in Dashmar. When she finished, the admiral ran a hand through his graying hair. Tired eyes the color of well-aged ale regarded her with an assessing look.